Hey, hi, this is Sandeep, and in this tutorial I'll explain you about associations and view links. So let's go ahead and get started. For example, I'll take the same two tables as examples, and there are some scenarios in which you want to display the data as master in detail. For example, here's our department table and here is our employee table. So for each department you have got number of employees under it. For example, here for department ID 1 you have got these two employees, and for department ID 2 it has been shown with the blue colored arrow lines. So you have got these many employees under this. So basically this kind of association, or basically if you say department ID here is a foreign key, this kind of a constraint exists in the DB level. Now this kind of a constraint will be converted to association in the ADF. Okay, when you try to import these tables, this kind of associations will be converted to this kind of constraint at the DB level will be converted to the associations, and based on those associations view links will be formed. So basically you can consider these arrows as the associations or the view links. So what is basically a master detail thing? Master detail thing is that if you display this piece of information, you also display these two records along with this record, to say that for this department you have got these two you have got these two employees. Okay, you will display these two records. For this record you will display all of these four users here. Okay, so you will display these all for department ID 2. So this is somewhat called as master detail. This is our master table here, and this is our detail table. Also this can be master and this can be detail. In that case, if you will iterate through each and every record of here, you basically whatever is master, you will iterate through each record of the master, and corresponding to that you will get these arrows, you will get the associations or the view links, and you will display the data on the other side of it. For example, if you consider this as the master, then while displaying 101 as the employee ID, you will see with this view link that what is the corresponding department. You will see this record. So while displaying this record, you will display this record. Now again, if you come to the 102, it will use this arrow in order to determine what is the detail, that is what is the corresponding department here. It will again get this record. So while displaying this record of the employee, again you will display this record. So this will happen only if this is master and this is detail. Right now what we will do, we will consider this as the master and this as the detail. Okay, so let's go to the ADF. Now I will simply create business component on these two tables. Create, and I want employee table and department table, right? So I want to name it as my way, as I always do, and I'm gonna create the view objects based on that also. I don't want any read-only right now. I want to expose it. Diagram summary, that's finished. So it goes ahead and creates all this bunch of things, right? So as you can see, department EU and department view is there, employee EU, employee view is there. Now I explain you one of the relationship that exists between these two tables. However, there are other there are other constraints also existing in the DB. Okay, based on those other constraints, these all bunch of associations and view link have been created. So for example, based on this association, this is the view link created. So we were talking about this constraint, right? For this constraint existing in the DB, that is to say department ID is the foreign key, right? And it references to the department ID of department. For this constraint existing in the DB, employee department foreign key association has been formed, and if you open it, you will see that source is department ID of the department table and destination is department ID of the employee table. That is to say, here is the source, here is the destination, and it goes like this. So as you see how a DB constraint has been converted to an association in the ADF here, and this association is one to many, and here also it looks very much visible that it's a one to many relationship, right? Now when you come over here, you also see that there are accessors over here, right? Accessors define you say, for example, if you edit it, you go inside it, it will say under the department you have exposed, no, sorry, under employees EO, expose in under the employees EO, you are exposing the department EO and its accessor name is department EO, right? That means that if you generate the entity implementation classes for these entity object implementation classes, basically if you try to generate those, then what will happen, you will get one class for department, you will get one class for employee, right? So in the employee there will be accessor name as department EO. Let's check that. If you go to department EO and go on Java, click on it and say generate entity object, so this class will be generated, and just tick this accessors, I want the accessors also. So here is the class that is generated. Go inside this, and if you see that inside department EO, see if you see accessor name is this in department EO, that is in department EO you should have this accessor name. We have just generated department EO implementation class and we should have employees EO as the accessor name. So basically when I generated this department EO IMPL, I'll get access to all the columns. These are all the columns. Apart from all these columns, this is the accessor which has been generated here. Okay, so click on it. This is the accessor employees EO. Okay, this is another accessor which is referencing to another association. So this is the accessor which you are seeing here in the association, right? So what I mean to say is that these accessors right now, they are two-way. I mean, in each of the entity objects, the another one is exposed as the accessor. Okay, so if you generate any one of these entity object class, you will have the access to the other. So this is how we expose the accessors on both sides. Okay, so here it is already exposed, and based on this association a link has been formed that is called as employee department foreign key link. Here is the link, and it says directly that it is based on this association, and here are the accessors based on that. So basically these all bunch of things have been already created, but in this tutorial I'm gonna go ahead and tell you how to create these in case these are not created. So basically these will be created out of all the constraints that exist in the DB, but suppose if you don't have a constraint in the DB somehow, and if you want to customize the things, if you want to create associations and foreign link on your own, then what will you have to do? You will have to do it manually. So right now what I will do, I will just delete all these associations and foreign links, okay, except the EOs and views. So now I have got only the EOs and views. I will go to the app module and I'll also just shuttle all these unnecessary stuffs over here. Okay, so I just have instances of these two view objects. Whatever I removed, those were actually the view links that were corresponding to those view links which I have already deleted. So I just for the consistency I just removed it from here also. So now if you run it, it will be pretty much simple, and here is the result. You can see departments and employees separately, right? Now you want to create this kind of a master detail relationship, right? So now we will manually create some association. So see, there are two ways of creating view links. Okay, one, what you can do, you can directly take this VO and you can directly take this VO and you can directly create a view link between them. Okay, and there will be no need of association. And another way is that you create an association based on this EO and this EO. Okay, based on the department EO and based on the employees EO, you create an association, and then based on that association you create a view link. So both ways it's the same thing. Okay, the only difference is once it is going by EO and the other side it is going by view. So practically what happens, when you would like to go only directly with the view link, okay, when would you like to have it? Suppose there are two view objects, okay, and those two are not based on entity object, and then you want to create a master detail relationship between the two. then you would not have the option to create association, because entity objects do not exist, because they do not rely on entity objects, right? they are totally they are totally not based on the entity objects. So in that case, you will directly go ahead with the view links. You can directly go ahead with the view links, and you don't need to create any association, because you can't create association. But if you have got the view links right now as it is existing over here, okay, so here entity objects, they are based on the entity objects, and their entity objects are also visible here. So you can create association first, and then based on the association you can create association based on the EOs, and based on that association later you can form the view link. Okay, so this is the ideal way with which we proceed. However, here in this scenario also, as I said, you can create association and then create a view link on that. Also, you can directly go ahead and create view link based on these VOs. Okay, so I'll show you both ways. So let's go ahead and create directly a VO. Okay, so I will just say new, and then I will say view link. Okay, I want to name is as, see, always I create a view link that will actually, you can visualize these arrows as the view link, and when I am creating a view link, the view link will show the data in form of master detail, because these are the view links and it will show the both side of the data. So you'll just understand in a minute. So I'll name my thing as department employee view link. Okay, next, now it will show you what are the source view objects, and right from here I need to select like this. Okay, so in the source attribute I have selected department ID. So here is our source, here is our destination. So what should be our source? Our source is, for this view link, our source is department ID of department. That's what I've selected here, department ID of department. And for destination, what should be my attribute? My attribute should be department ID of employee. Department ID of employee, that's what I've selected here. So just select both of the at the both side, you just select the appropriate attributes. What is the relationship? That is one to many. Obviously this is one to many, so let it be like that. Then click add. So this thing will be added here. It says our source attribute is this and destination attribute is this. Now click next. Now it will ask you that do you want to generate the accesses? For example, here it says, here it is already checked. So what is the meaning of this? Its meaning is that if you generate the department view implementation class, if you generate the implementation class of department view, then in that you will have the access to employees view through this accessor. This will be the name of the accessor. Okay, similarly I'm gonna tick here also and say I want to have the access, I mean in the employees, from the employees view also I want to have the access to the department view. So when I check this, it says that from the employee view you can access the department view, and this will be the accessor's name. On the other side also it says the same thing. So even if you generate the Java class out of these views, you will see that in each one of the views you will have the accessor name, whatever is mentioned over here. Okay, so the basic thing to remember here is that when you say in this view object I want the access inside this view object, I want the access to this view object, then you have to select this. Okay, and this will be the accessor's name inside this view object. Through this accessor name there will be a method called as get departments view inside this view. Okay, through that method you will have access to the department view, and similarly on this side also. So click next. Let these things remain like this. I want to expose this view link. Next, finish. Okay, so now we have created our view link here. If you select here, it will show you that this is your source, this is whatever you have created, all those things will be shown over here. Now if you go to the app module, okay, so app module right now has I'll just save all this and close app module and again reopen it so that it refreshes. Okay, you need to reopen it. So now it shows and already what are the view links existing. I'll just try to remove all those things in order to remove the confusion. So now I have got hold on. Okay, now I have nothing here. Okay, so I will just scroll through this. So this is the type and this is the instance of this type. So I just shuttle here. When I shuttle it over here, it says that this instance is created out of this type. Okay, now as you created this, if you remember the name of the view link, our view link name was this. Okay, so now in the department view you can access the employees view via this, and on the employee view you can access, in the employee view you can access the department, corresponding department view rows via this view link, right? And if you remember, we made it both ways. That's why these view links are appearing on both sides. So if you see here, it's the master, and here it's the view link related to this. It will provide you the master detail relationship. And if you see over here, this is the master and this is the view link associated with this, which will provide the detail side of it. Okay, so this is the basic type structure which you are showing here. You need to have the same kind of structure. I mean, you need to have the instances of it over here. So for this, for example, I want to have this instance under this, so you have to select this, you have to select it over here and then shuttle it across. So here, as you see, this instance has been created out of this type. And so what does it mean? It means that under the department view you will have this instance. I mean, you will have the access to the employees view which is of this type. So similarly I will do for here. Actually I just want to show it this way, and okay, let's just do it this way also. I will declare an instance of employee view also, and for this also I'll just scroll through. Just make sure whatever I've done here, you do it exactly the same way after selecting both ways and then shuttling it across. Okay, so just save this changes and then run it. So yeah, so you will be able to scroll through the records as you see over here, and this is the view link. Okay, so here's the master, here's the view link, and here is the detail part of it. Okay, so if you select view link, it will present you with the master and detail relationship. So here it shows that for this department it's gonna create a join, I mean kind of a join. It will take this department ID as the source, and it will connect it to the department ID of the employee table, and corresponding employees will be shown here. So this is the master, this is the detail, this is the master, this is the view link, and this is the detail. So basically if you double click it right now here, so as you see here, you are seeing all the employees under department 90. So there are 3 employees. So all these 3 employees, basically you can scroll down here. Okay, if you go ahead here, scroll through another one, you have got these many employees. Now if you go to the detail section of it, you can scroll through the detail section, all those employees. Okay, similarly here also employees are there, and a view link, a master detail has been created on the other side of it. That is to say, it will show you each and every detail of the employee, and then it will link this employee, it will link actually this department ID will connect to the department ID of the department table, and it will show you the corresponding record of the department. Here is the detail. So here is the master, here is the detail, here is the master, that is here is the master which is shown over here, here is the view link which is shown over here and all, and this is the detail which is shown over here. Okay, if you want to see this thing in the form, a scrollable form, just select this, you will have only one record here. Okay, so this is how it is created. A view link is created directly. Now what you can do, you can create this view link based on association also. Okay, so let's go ahead quickly and do that. So firstly I will just remove whatever I have done. I will remove this view link, and I have just got the view link, so I will delete this view link, and I will just simply remove all these stuffs from the app module. This is to say that I don't want to expose anything as of now. Just save this. Okay, so now what we will do, we will just rerun it in order to check it whether it's running fine or not. Just close app module and again reopen it to refresh it. Now just have these two, simple as that. Just have the instances of these two and then rerun it to check it whether it's running fine or not. So I think it's running fine. So we have perfectly deleted our view link and the application is running fine. Now we will go other way. We will create the association first and then we will create the view link based on that. So for that we will just say new. We will go to association. Just remember that association is created on the entity level and a view link is created at the view level. That is to say, association is created between the entity objects and a view link is created between view objects. So here I click association. I will name it as department EMP association. Next, it will ask me, it will show me the source EOS and the destination EOS. So I want to select over here like this. See this in the source. I want to select, here is our source. I want to select department ID of department. That's what I've selected here. And in the destination I want to select department ID of employee. Department ID of employee. That's what I've selected here. The relationship is one to many. Now click add. Sorry. Now click next. Here again in the association also it will ask you this property expose in. So basically this kind of similar thing is as you see was asked in the view link also. So there also we exposed it both sides. Here also we'll just expose it both sides. I have already explained you what does they mean actually here, and then click next. Let it remain like this and finish. So now our association is ready. Okay, our association is ready. As you see, source is this department ID of department and the destination is department ID of employee. Now based on this association we have to create a view link. So just right click it, say I want to have a new view link and just name it as department EMP view link. Click next. Now it will again ask you these things. I mean, as you are creating a view link, so this time it has listed views on the source and on the destination. So as you have already created this association, it will be visible over here. If you just expand this, our association is visible over here, and if you expand employees here, our association is listed over here, right? So just select this association on both sides, right? I'm sorry, yeah, just select this association on both sides. It is already existing over here and it will be existing over here in the department and it will be existing over here in the employees. Just click add and click next. View link properties. Now I want to expose, I want to make it both way, right? I want to see, that is to say, here it is already checked. It means that while viewing department you will be able to view the employees as the detail, right? So I want it other way also, so I'll check this. This means that while viewing employee I will have the access to the departments, corresponding departments also, and here the accessor name with which it will get the access to the department. So click next. Just go ahead with these. I want to expose this. Click next, finish. So now that our view link is ready, just save all and just close app module and again reopen it. So as you see, number of stuffs have been presented to us. So I'll just scroll through, I'll just remove each and everything to make sure that everything is fine. Now here as you see, we have created this view link on the both sides, so that is why you are able to see the employee record for each record of the department through this link, and here also you are able to see the department records for each employee record through this view link. Okay, so let's go ahead and create the instances of these all. Just scroll like this here also. So we have created instances over here. Just say save all and then run it. Okay, so this time basically we have created the view links based on associations, and we have made it both ways, and then we have exposed it, then we have created instances of it in this window. So here is our result. As you see, department, here is our master, here is our view link, here is the detailed part of it. So if you click on it, departments, you can scroll through the departments. If you click on view link, it will show you all the master and detail relationship. That is to say, for this department I'm gonna correct through the association which says that in return, which says that see the department ID in the employees table for this record and get all the employees. So this is the detail section. So basically to say a view link is a master and a detail relationship. So master lies here, detail is here. So when you click a view link, all master and detail comes on the same window. Now if you want to see these all detail part of it, these all if you want to see only the master part of it, you can just see this. Okay, you can scroll through whatever you want. If you want to see at once, you can see here at once. If you want to see that for this record, okay, these are the detail section, if you want to see and scroll through these, you can go over here and see that only 2 employees are there over here. See, 2 are there. So you can, in the employee section, the detail section, you can scroll through 2. If you come back here, you say I want to see some other department, let's say this one, it has got 3 employees. So if you come over here and see, you will have 3 employees over here, right? So this is the master, this is the detail, this is the master and detail in one. And similarly you can check for this, another way around will be created. Okay, that is to say you can scroll through each and every employees here to see the master and detail at once. Click here. So for this employee, this is the detail. Scroll through, it will keep telling you that for this employee what is the department. So this is the master, this is the detail, this all is a master detail which corresponds to this view link. Okay, so I hope I explained you well about the view links and associations and how they are created. I'll see you in the next tutorial.